Hi-ho, neighbors. We're live. It says we're live. We are live. We have 7 people in the room. 999 squad. 999 squad is here. Who else is here? Janice Yamanaka, of course, is here. So there's 7 people in the. I still don't get that number. It's either in the room, connected, logged in. I don't know what the thing is, but there's 7 people. I think it's probably 7 subscribers that are connected. And we have Doodle, the Prince of Doggins. You can see his tail there. There's his little face. Come over here, Doodle. Come over here. Come here, Doodle. Your adoring fans are not all here yet, but you are, and I think that's the important thing. Doodle, the Prince of Doggins, everybody. We have Eli. We have John King. We have Miguel Rangel. It's a party. We have Doodle. It's a party now because we have Doodle. So we are doing another grab bag today, Trippy Food grab bag today, and we're working on doing another. Hang on a second. Better. I think that's better. That is better. So we're working on doing another pumpkin spice roundup because they're all coming out now. All the little pumpkin spice thingies are coming out now. I'm going to take this thing off. Hang on a second. There we go. That's better. All right. How are we doing logistic-wise? Video, audio, everything good? I'm looking here. The camera's there. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Oh, Donna Lauderdale's here. Welcome, Donna. Good to see you. Glad you could make it. Let's see. We'll wait a little bit till we get some more people, but that's fine. I'm sure Tom's going to be here. Julie probably is not going to be here today. There is a crafts fair, I think you want to call it, and she has done some really cute and unique crafts that she is selling today, and so she probably will not be here, but that's okay. Hey, now you're an all-star. Yeah, R.I.P. So it was a bad week for music last week, as far as losing celebrities. We lost 3 last week. So there was the singer for Smash Mouth, there was Jimmy Buffett, and I'm trying to remember who the third one was. Anyone out there? I miss Steve Harwell. Obviously, you miss Steve Harwell because you started out with the quote from the song. So there we go. All right, logistics are good. We have Sonic. Let's see, where's Tom? I think Tom's going to be here. I hadn't heard that Tom will not be here, but so Tom should be here. So we have some interesting stuff today. I think we're back to a normal schedule. I'm going to move this over just a little bit. It looks like, that way I'm not going to destroy things and knock things over. Hi, Doodle. I know what you want. So Doodle wants his snack. Now, if I give him his snack, that means he's not going to come back later. There's Tom. Welcome, Tom. Ice Hand, did I mention? Oh, thank you, Gary Wright. Yes, Gary Wright is the third one. So, like I said, bad week for music. I didn't see out of the 3 of them, I saw 2. So I saw Jimmy Buffett when I lived in Austin, Texas. There's a place called South Park Meadows. It was basically a big. I don't want to say a parking lot, a big field, it's a big open field, and they made it into a concert venue. And I saw Jimmy Buffett there. That would have been early 2000s, like 2000, 2001, somewhere around there. And then Gary Wright, I saw probably around 2010 or so, and I saw him performing with Ringo Starr, the All-Star Band. So yeah, did see both of them. But I am convinced we have multiple lives. There's no way any living being can get their life right only one time. Well, that's kind of a Buddhist thing, right? The Buddhists believe that you have to you keep coming back until you get it right, and then you reach nirvana, and then you don't come back. So that's the Buddhist theory, Sonic. As far as I know, any Buddhist out there can correct me if I'm wrong. You probably noticed that I've been editing a lot of stuff because I filmed a lot of stuff. So a lot of the Boston stuff, a lot of the stuff I filmed when I was visiting Julie up at Trippy Food East, I'm starting to edit that. Janice came over the other day. She brought the Taco Bell Mountain Dew Baja Blast gelato, which is only available at the Taco Bell in Irvine, California. But she brought some of that over, and then while she was here, we filmed some other stuff. So you've seen a lot of that this week. Any of the timely stuff, any of the new stuff, that's come out this week. But you'll start to see. I think there's a couple left, the ones we filmed with Janice, and there's a few left of the ones we filmed with Julie, and you'll be seeing those in the next few months. So there we go. I'm glad you're surviving, Val. I hope you're well. Well, thank you, Sonic, and you as well. So thank you. Especially talented people, musicians, and actors must have this talented that's beyond this world. Yeah, here's the thing, Sonic. We all have an expiration date, right? We don't know what that is, but the longer we stick around, the longer we're going to see that happening. It's like Mick Jagger, Paul McCartney, they're not going to live forever. So it just, you hang around long enough, that's going to happen. So it's kind of. Oh, Eli says I had a Schlenkerla float with French vanilla ice cream, and it was next level. Well, I mean, the one I had was next level. I'm trying to remember. I think I might have used coffee ice cream, if I'm not mistaken. And I think I saw you said French vanilla ice cream. The only thing I might have done differently, Eli, is used what do you call the vanilla ice cream? Oh, vanilla bean. The vanilla bean ice cream. So vanilla bean ice cream, they basically grind up the outside of it, and they also include that in there. And I think that would go really well with a Schlenkerla float. But any way you go, mine was really good. Yours is really good. I just wouldn't go with the fruity flavor. For sure. But even pistachio might even be good. I don't know. But yeah, that was a great idea, Eli. Thank you so much. I'm glad I hope you enjoyed it. Did you hear about One Chip Challenge death? Yes, everybody heard about that. Strangely enough, because I guess maybe there wasn't any deaths before, or if there was, it was an adult who knew what they were doing. And unfortunately, this was a teenager. Now, all the details are not out. They don't know exactly how he died. He definitely ate a one chip. He definitely did at least one chip challenge, possibly more, but we don't know. And we don't know what the existing conditions were. We didn't know if he had asthma. We didn't know he had other problems or anything. Nobody knows. But I think to err on the side of caution, Pocky has removed him from the shelves. So I actually got an email because I ordered it online. I got an email from Pocky saying, hey, we understand that you ordered something. Just wanted to give you a word of warning if it's a gift for somebody to let them know that there's a warning on that. Now, here's the thing. As a matter of fact, it's not even as bad. And when I say bad, I mean, not even as hot. Not even as hot as last year's. Last year's was worse. But I think up till now, everybody who has done that has understood what the risks were. There's a clear warning on the back. I can get the box. The box is right there. Hang on one second. Because I know you guys have seen Julie and I do it. Julie had never done it before. She did it and survived. So here's the box. Obviously, there's no chip in there because we did the challenge. So the box clearly states on the back. That wasn't clear. Yeah. For you, it's not clear. For me, it's clear. Keep out of reach of children. Intended for adult consumption. Do not eat if you are sensitive to spicy foods, allergic to peppers, nightshades, or capsaicin, or pregnant and have any medical conditions. After touching the chip, wash your hands with soap and do not touch your eyes or any sensitive areas. Seek medical attention should you experience difficulty in breathing, fainting, or extended nausea. This is pretty clear warning. Everybody knows what they're getting themselves into. The thing is, the places that sell it, they're not. Apparently, they're selling it to kids. So apparently, teenagers can go in and buy it. So is the answer to ban it? No. Just like you can't. If teenagers get themselves into alcohol and one of them drinks himself to death because he drank alcohol, do you ban alcohol? No. You enforce the fact that alcohol is not to be consumed by teenagers, right? And so maybe you do the same with this. So maybe you say you have to be 18 or older to buy this, and you have to show an ID to buy this, and you have to. I think initially, I don't know if it was 7-Eleven or 7-Eleven or Circle K, one of them. They moved it up. When we got these, they were sitting on the counter, just sitting in the front of the counter. And some other places, like Walgreens, used to have them in a rack, where you could just go in and there was like this rack of them in there and just pick them up. But I think what some places did was they moved them behind the counter, so you had to specifically ask for them. And so that's one option. The other option is to say that you have to show an ID to be able to get one, and over a certain age. Now, some people are going to complain about that because they're going to say, "Well, that's a violation of our rights. There's no age limit on this, so we shouldn't." I don't know. People are just weird. So I'm just saying, Pocky decided they were going to err on the side of caution. They would go like, "We don't know what's going on. We don't know anything about it, so we're going to pull them off the shelf." Which basically means that you're going to be able to buy them on eBay for a very, very large amount of money, and it's not worth it. So I would just hang on and see what happens. But for now, they pulled them off the shelves. I don't know if you can still get them offline or not, online or not. I'm not sure, because I did the first one we did. Obviously, Julie and I did two of them. The first one I did purchase online. I purchased the first one online because I couldn't find them anywhere, and then they all came out. They were everywhere, and so the one that we did with Julie, the one that Julie did, we just went into there was a Circle K or something, and we were able to get him there. So yeah, sad. It's sad that the kid died, and I'm not sure what to say about that. But again, there's a strict warning here. It says intended for adult consumption, keep out of the reach of children. But again, it wasn't enforced, and you could go into a store and get, like, imagine if you're a teenager, you could go in the store and buy as many of these as you want and everything, and they just don't understand. So I guess kudos to Pocky from pulling from the shelves and everything, but was it necessary? Probably not. I don't know. Like, I try to do some research to try to find out, in the past, has anybody died eating this? Like, even an adult who had some sort of allergic reaction or something. Has anyone died in? I know that people have been hospitalized, but a lot of them have been hospitalized because they're not pepperheads. They don't have a high tolerance for capsaicin, and they didn't know what they were getting themselves into. If you've never had capsaicin cramps, that can be something that can be very unnerving. So like, you can think like, what is going on with me? There's something happening inside, and I don't know what it is. It is capsaicin cramps. They go away over a period, a period of a couple of hours and everything, and there's not really much you can do. But if you've never done anything that hot, and you do it, and you're not used to it, then you can panic. You can actually have like a panic attack or something. Not a lot of people end up with like ulcers because of it, or burns or anything like that. But if you're not used to it, especially if you have a low tolerance for capsaicin, that can be kind of a crazy thing. Now, I was yapping and I completely missed the chat, so you guys got to keep me honest. So the Cassandra came in. Good to see you, the Cassandra, and early. Let's see. Okay, I think I left off. Did you hear about the one child's death that Miguel Rangel said? That's where we left off. Let's see, did I miss anything? Guess I won't be doing the one chip challenge for my 3,000 subs. Janice, it's not. So here's the thing. You guys know Katie from Beyond Seattle Eats. I was talking to her the other day. So every year she does the one chip challenge with her family. So they have 4 of them, and the whole family does the one chip challenge. And she goes, I don't know if I should now, right? Again, she's done it for 4 years. There's nothing different in it this year that makes it any worse than any previous year. As a matter of fact, like I said, I think it's not as bad as last year's. So she says, I'm not sure, what I should do. And I said, look, do it like you always do. You always do it. It's not like there's something different in it that's going to, put you at risk. Go ahead and do it. But if you want to be sensitive towards other people doing it or anything, read the warning on the back. As a matter of fact, I'd have to go back and take a look at the episode that Julie and I filmed. I think I did read the warning. I think I did read the warning on the back. So, that's all you can do. But I would not, Janice, I wouldn't not do it. If you did last year's, you can do this year's. It's not going to hurt you or anything. And if you're something you're doing out of solidarity or anything, yeah, I understand that. But at the same time, if you read the warning, then it's not like you're convincing people that they should go out and do this, and especially kids. So John King says, Val, would you eat a dung beetle? if I could find dung beetles that were edible, yeah. So you know what, John, suggestion box, and I will check with Thailand Unique because they have just about any kind of insect that you could possibly imagine. And if they have dung beetles, we'll get some and we'll eat them for you. So put that in their suggestion box, John. Hope they bring it back later. Really enjoyed it. They probably will. I'm guessing they probably will. I think they're waiting to find out what's going on because, you know, you never, honestly, you don't know. And there might have been some, you know, quality control issue or something. Maybe there was something in that particular chip. So you don't really know. So rather than to take a chance with it, I think they just kind of recalled them all, or not they didn't recall them all, but they stopped selling them. They pulled them back, and they sent out a warning to other people. So so we'll see what happens. But if it turns out that they can identify what happened, either he ate too many, he had some other condition or something, they'll probably put them back on the shelves and everything. So don't be hoarding them to sell on eBay and stuff like that. They're not illegal to sell. They're not illegal to consume if you already have them and everything. But you know, don't be a jerk and hang on to them and sell them on eBay for like $1,000 or something. That's just mean. Whatever. All right. What else did I miss? Let's see. Dan Portnier says, "I wish I would have bought a few when I saw them and the record store a few weeks back." Yeah, but again, it's one of those things like so. I'm trying to remember. There was a similar product a few years ago where people said, "Oh my God, I better buy up a bunch of these and I can sell them on eBay or whatever for a really, really high price because they're going to discontinue it." And then a couple months later, they just flooded the market with it. And anybody who bought those, bought like hundreds of, like the toilet paper shortage. When people bought toilet paper and then toilet paper became available, they ended up with a garage full of toilet paper that they couldn't get rid of. So, just watch your investments, I guess. Another knee-jerk moment. I need just pull chilies off the shelf while we're at it. Yeah, Greg. And welcome, Greg. Yeah, no, I agree. It's the same thing. It's kind of like, I think out of an abundance of caution, maybe Pocky doesn't want lawsuits. I don't know what the thing is, but again, there's nothing that prevents a store from selling this to somebody who's under 18. There's no warning. There's no law on it says that you can't. There's a warning on the back and everything. So, it is what it is. I wonder how long they get the chips to stay there. Let's see. Did I miss anything? I got Greg. I got Dan. Let's see. Just take a dose of Pepto-Bismol when you get the capsaicin cramps. Yeah. Or Janice, you could take the dose of Pepto-Bismol before. There's things, if you're going to do a capsaicin challenge, there's things that you can do before you do the challenge that will help. So eat some fatty foods, especially milk-based fatty foods like do whole milk. Don't do skim milk or anything else like that. That helps. It actually helps. What about freezing the chips? Does that help lower the heat and health hazard? But the problem with lowering the heat is that that there's no challenge. Now, Sonic, the thing is, this wasn't a problem for the past, I don't know how many years. We've been doing it for 4 years, and we've been doing it, not 4 years in a row, we've been doing it for 4 years. And other people have been doing it even longer. So I don't know how long the challenge has been around. Maybe 10 years or something. And every year people do it, and people haven't died. So this is kind of a freak thing. So the point of it is it's not challenging if you lower the heat, right? And so that whatever that health hazard is, Sonic, is always going to be there because of the high capsaicin level, and people know the risks. Generally, know the risks they're taking when they do this. So there we go. The problem is I didn't buy the chip yet. Oh, that would be a problem. I'm trying to think if I know anybody who has it though. Janice, I'm pretty sure that it's either 7-Eleven or Circle K. They're already pulled them. I think it's 7-Eleven already pulled them. Check Circle K and see if they still have it. They may have them behind the counter, and you still may be able to buy them. So I didn't think they recalled them. So I think you still might be able to get it, Janice. And like I said, go ahead and do it. It's not as bad as last year's. You're not going to die. But it's up to you. Didn't Matt get ant eggs for the main show? He did get ant eggs, and the problem is I was going to do that, but then there was some reason I couldn't do it. I have not had eggs yet. And in Mexico, I think around Mexico City and Oaxaca, they eat ant eggs. They call them Eskimo. And I've never had those. And it's a bucket list item for me. So I may have to bite the bullet and get those in, because I think he got those from Thailand Unique too. And then I've got to find out how they're prepared. Somebody who knows how to prepare them. Val, it's time for you to do your DMV eye test. Read this chart, AKBPWRT. All right, I passed. I have a 2021 chip that I will never eat. Doctor told me not to. Yeah, well, if the doctor told you not to eat it, there's a reason for that, Tom. And if your doctor tells you shouldn't eat stuff with high amounts of capsaicin in it, follow your doctor's orders. I would definitely do that. But, hang on to it. That's kind of cool. Toilet roll hoarders literally themselves when the market shat itself. Yeah, exactly. So ended up with a garage full of toilet paper that they couldn't do anything with. So, they never have to buy toilet paper again, I suppose. Now, there were some people that were paying like those high prices when toilet paper was rare, and I feel bad for them, but you can't wait on something like that. So the hoarders wiped the floor out of the market. Yep. I would suggest fresh Eskimos. Those canned ones looked horrifying. I would too, Eli. The only problem is I don't know where to get them. So Eli, if you know of anywhere in the LA area, or even like outside of the LA area, of any place like in Arizona or New Mexico or something, Mexico, whatever. If you know of a place that serves Eskimos, let me know, please, because that's, like I said, it's a bucket list item. And I knew the reason before he told me. I wanted to see what he said before I did, and I was right. Oh, okay. Yeah, good. Good for you, Tom, as long as you know that. By the way, Tom, how are we doing on subscribers? How close are we to seeing you eat the oysters and blue cheese and what is it? Vienna sausage and chocolate sauce. How close are we, Tom? Because last I checked, you were in the 90s. You were like 90 something away. So how close are we now? Oh, by the way, Tom, are you live streaming today? And if you are, what's on the menu? 916 subs. So you're like 84 away. 84 subscribers. We can do this. We can do this. We can get Tom 1,000 subscribers, so we see him eat that. And horrifyingly, I think I kind of feel like I'm going to get stuck doing that as well. But it is what it is. But Tom, what's on the menu today? Are you live streaming? What are you doing today? When Eli tells me the lotto numbers are next week, I'll let you know. All right, cool. German sausage. Why is that? There's a little heart thing. It's just stuck there. And I don't like where it is. That's okay. Let's see. Can I get rid of that? Because I can't read. I think I can get rid of those. Hang on. I can't get rid of them. That is a really annoying place to put those. All right. Okay. Whatever. All right. So Tom is live streaming today at 4 p.m. Pacific time, and he is doing German sausage pasta with pavlova dessert. It sounds awesome. I can't wait. All right, so we're at 124 already. We got sort of sidetracked talking about that, but we do food and travel here, and this, some people might not consider it food, but it is food. It's something you ingest, and we talked about it, so it's good that we did. All right, so we might as well get started. So here is our adult beverage. Let's go ahead and read a card. And the question is, on what vegetable did an ancient Egyptian place his right hand on when taking an oath? On what vegetable did an ancient Egyptian place his hand, right, not a specific ancient Egyptian. On what vegetable did an ancient Egyptian place his right hand on when taking an oath? All right, and now let's do our adult beverage. So before we do our adult beverage, I just wanted to show everybody, Julie, while I was at the Trippy Food East, Julie gave me a can opener. A bottle opener, I'm sorry. And so this is the bottle opener, and we're going to call him Luke. So somebody tell me why we're going to call this bottle opener Luke. Okay, but our bottle opener's name is going to be Luke. Now, I thought as long as I was showing you Luke, we're not going to use Luke today because Luke has a tendency to, as you can see, there's a little pointy thing there. Luke has a tendency to put holes in the bottle caps, and I want to save them. So no good guess on it, though. So I thought I would reintroduce you to our cast of characters as far as our bottle openers go. So I don't know if you guys know, this is Ariel, Ariel the mermaid. Ariel is made out of iron, I believe. She's very, very heavy. She has a little point there, so she always puts a little hole in the top of the bottle. We have Pee-wee. And Pee-wee does a pretty good job. Pee-wee is courtesy of Big Boy Bail Bonds. Not that I've ever used their services, but somehow ended up with a Big Boy Bail Bonds bottle opener. So this is Pee-wee. Let's see. Oh, this one you guys haven't met. This is Church Lady. So this one is Church Lady. So somebody tell me why this one is called Church Lady. Let me know why. If you know, tell me why this one is called Church Lady. All right. I think you guys know Slim. We haven't used Slim in a while. Maybe we use Slim today. We'll see if Slim looks like he's not going to put holes in the top of the bottle, so we might actually use Slim today. And then of course there's Thing. You guys know Thing. Thing is multi-purpose. So this is Thing, and our tried and true hero, Richard Simmons. Everybody knows Richard Simmons. Okay, so I think maybe today we're going to use Slim. Let's see what those guesses were. Why do we call him Luke? So Sonic says Cool Hand Luke. Good guess. Let's see. Were there any other guesses? Sonic Pee Wee Herman. Yeah. It was not originally, because it was before Paul Rubens died, that I called him Pee Wee. Just that he's smaller than all the rest of them. But it's good for that. So I mean, it's a good tribute, I suppose. Because the church lady uses it to open her Bible. No, good guess. Also, where is Thing? I think I showed you Thing. I'm probably just catching up there. All right, I don't see any or nobody guessed why we call him Luke. We call him Luke because he is shaped like a key. So it's Key Luke. So somebody tell me the significance of Key Luke. And then what was the other one? It's Slim. There was another one Church Lady. The reason that I'm calling this one Church Lady is because the technical name for this type of can opener is a church key. They call this a church key. So that's why we're calling this one Church Lady. He was an actor. Yes, he was, Janice. Thank you very much. He was a very prolific actor. His most famous role was probably on the TV show Kung Fu, the original TV show with David Carradine, where he played Master Po. That's probably his most famous role. But Key Luke was an actor, and so that's why we're calling him Key Luke. There we go. Very good, Janice. Sorry I'm late. How are we doing? We didn't get started, Janice, because we started on a talk about the Pocky chips. So we did get started on another discussion. So you're just in time. We have not started yet. It's almost half an hour in. We're getting a late start. We have 7 snacks. I think we're going to be okay. I think we'll be fine, just fine. To be honest, I love Richard. I think you're talking about Richard Simmons, Greg? Yeah, nothing to not love, right? Let's see. Did I miss anybody? I got you, Greg, right? I acknowledge you. Oh, now we need to talk after the show, Uncle Val. I might need to name my forks too. I can put you in touch with my good therapist. I think it all started with this one because, she looked like she needed a name. And so it was Ariel was the obvious one for that one. And it just started from there. And then, of course, the whole, Richard Simmons thing. So then we just decided to name them. But I don't talk to them. They don't have separate rooms in the house or anything else like that. So, don't worry about that, Greg. All right. If you have never had tamales enchilada style, you are missing out. Well, that's weird. I've never had enchiladas tamale style either. So how many more things do you have left for snacks? Oh, all of them, Jessica. We just started. We have 7 snacks today, and we haven't done a single one of them yet, and we haven't even opened our adult beverage and started yet. So, like I said, we ended up in a discussion, and there we go. Okay, Lois Griffin has entered the room. Welcome, Lois. Glad you could join us today. Lois, you are keen on our audio logistics. And so apologizes up front. It's supposed to be in the 90s today here. Well, it's already in the 90s here today. So I have the fan on up above and I have the air conditioner on here. So if you hear that low hum in the background, that's what that is. And I could shut that off, but I'm not going to because it's going to get hot really fast. All righty. So we read our card. Let's do our adult beverage. And today we are doing birra. I'm going to be a little rusty on the pronunciations of it. Birra Menabrea Bionda. So it's a Birra Menabrea Bionda. This is from Italy. It's an Italian beer. The Menabrea brewery was founded in 1846 by Jean Joseph Menabrea of Gressini in Biella. Maybe it's Biella. I don't know if the double L has that same sound as the Spanish double L does in Italy. So I'm going to say Biella in the foothills of the Alps. So this is Biella. I've never seen this. The only, I think, I maybe get this wrong. Peroni, I think it is the other Italian beer. That's the only one I've ever seen. So I didn't even know this existed. But this is a Bionda, which means blonde. So it's a blonde lager, and this is 4.8%, 4.8% ABV. So let's go ahead and get that open. Today, courtesy of Slim. He doesn't do too much damage. See, nice little bottle cap. Thank you, Slim. I just blew. I said I don't talk to my bottle openers, and then I ended up talking to my bottle openers. So there we go. Thank you, Jessica. Jessica has donated $2. So thank you very much, Jessica. This bud's for you. Thank you so much. We'll have to do something special for you. All right, so let's just get to pouring. Got my Trippy Food beer tornado glass. I'm not going to ask Janice again to say what that process is. There's an etching in the bottom, and the etching gets the bubbles, and it makes that little beer tornado and everything. There's a name for that, but I keep on asking her for that, and I'm just not going to ask her anymore because she's been so nice, and she says it anyways. It's nucleation. So sorry about that, Janice. Just, I'm old. What can I say? Now, Julie's not here to rate my pour. For those who came in late, Julie is at a craft, I think you would call it a craft fair, where she made a bunch of stuff and is selling it at the craft fair. So that's where Julie is today. I don't expect that she's going to join us because she's busy. Ooh, I like that color. Then you can see the tornado happening in there. That's like an F5 in there. Nice smell. I mean, it smells like a beer, but it doesn't have that skunky smell. It doesn't have that used beer smell. That's it has like a cereal taste to it. I don't mean like a breakfast cereal taste. I mean like a cereal grain taste to it. It's not bitter at all. It's pretty smooth, but it's like a 4. What did I say? 4.6, 4.8, something like that. It is a 4.8, 4.8. So it's a little bit low. I mean, average beer is going to be about 5%. That's really light. You could pretty much have that with anything. Oh, that's a good beer. Like if you walk in off the street to a bar, you just want a beer to drink. That's a nice drinking beer. What does it go with? Just about anything, really. It's not going to overpower anything. So, hey, Katie is here from Beyond Seattle Eats. Katie, your ears must have been burning because we were talking about you earlier because somebody obviously brought this up, and we were discussing this a little bit. And I think I mentioned your name, and I mentioned that you do it every year. You've done it every year for I don't know how many years, 5, 6 years maybe. And so we were talking the other day and mentioning that that you didn't know how to handle doing it. And I said, well, first of all, I don't think anyone's going to get sick or hurt or die or anything from it. But you never know. I think that's why Pocky took an abundance of caution and pulled them off the shelves. But just mentioned that just like we did when we did it, even before the incident happened, we read the warning. Can I get a good? There we go. Read the warnings on the back. So nobody can take that as a, hey kids, go out and try this, because you're specifically saying intended for adult consumption, keep out of the reach of children. So there you go. So welcome, Katie. Glad you can make it today. We just started. We just cracked open our beer, our Menabrea Bionda, and it's delicious. I can't say it's delicious because delicious means that there's this unique flavor that just kind of kicks out, and this is really mellow. It's a really mellow beer. It's a good drinking beer. It would kind of go with everything, so it's not overpowering. There's not a flavor that comes in that there's not even like hints of orange or clove or anything else like that just kind of like jumps out at you. It's a very basic but good beer. So that's gonna get a thumbs up. That's what I forgot. I forgot my little thumbs up guy, but it's in a thumbs up position, so we'll just leave it over there and do a thumbs up. So that's a big thumbs up on that. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, we want to do it as a family again. And Isabeau is 16, but I'm 99% certain that poor young man didn't die from the chip. Yeah, we don't know yet exactly what it is. So and Isabeau did it when she was 15, and she did it when I think 15, right? So it was last year, the first year, or have you done it as a family for multiple years? Yeah, again, if you've done this before, it's not a problem. And Katie, I don't remember if you remember me saying this. I think personally, this one's not as bad as last year's was. And Julie, who's never done a one chip challenge, did it, and she didn't. She was fine. So a little crampy afterwards because she's not used to that, but she was fine. So it will be fine. The thing is if you're going to do one now and do a video on it, is how you treat how you're doing it. So it's not like the TikTok videos where you're encouraging everyone to do it, and especially teenagers. You're going into it saying, reading the warning on the back and specifically saying this is for adult consumption, or people who know what they're doing, or people who have done it before. Last year was her first time doing the one chip, but she's done other challenges. Exactly. So she's not going to have a problem with it. But again, we know nothing about this kid who died doing it. So there we go. Okay. So did I miss anything? You guys let me know if I miss anything, because sometimes I'm busy yapping and I don't necessarily pay attention to what's going on in the chat. All right. So our question was, on what vegetable did ancient Egyptians place their hand on when taking an oath? And this is his, but we don't always know that it was a him. So let's see. What were the guesses? And the guesses were. Wow, that must have been a long. Oh, there we go. So Sonic said yams. I don't think yams, because this was ancient Egypt, and I think yams. I'm pretty sure yams are from Africa. Oh well, Egypt is in Africa, so possible. Good guess. Janice Yamanaka said. So just so that you guys know, I said yams are from Africa. That's true. Sweet potatoes are from, well, all potatoes are from South America, originally from South America. So, so there's a difference between yams and sweet potatoes. Some people skirt that difference. Like Thanksgiving, they go like, "Hey, we're having yams." It's like, no, those are sweet potatoes. Or we're having sweet potatoes. No, those are yams. The big difference. So, so you could be right, Sonic. Janice Yamanaka said onion. Miguel Rangel said onion. Sonic said potatoes. That would be incorrect because, again, potatoes came from New World, and this is ancient Egypt, so potatoes would not be correct. Greg Wells wisely said onion because Janice Yamanaka said so. I do not see. I didn't see Tom didn't guess, but the correct answer would have been kumquat. So that's the correct answer is kumquat. But when they didn't have kumquats, they used onions. So I think almost everybody's right. All right, there we go. So again, good beer, thumbs up. So let's get into our first snack. And so this is a Trippy Food grab bag. So we obviously have a grab bag, and today's grab bag is courtesy of Handy Market. And Handy Market is in Burbank, California. Now, if you guys have never been to Handy Market, and those of you who aren't living in Southern California have never been to Handy Market on Saturdays, there's a long line outside of Handy Market. The line never goes into Handy Market because basically what they're there for is they're there for the, I'm going to go ahead and call it barbecue because they are barbecuing. So they have some smokers outside and some grills outside, and they're legendary for their meats that they grill and barbecue on Saturdays. So on Saturdays, there's always a long line outside Handy Market, and that's what they're known for. Now, you can go inside and get the market stuff, but it's a little bit pricey for a market. So, most people go there for the meats. There we go. Well, Tom, I assumed had you said something, you would have said kumquat. So you're absolutely correct. All right, my buddy Mike Jack just got the Guinness Book of World Records for eating 100 Carolina Reapers in one sitting. Oh my God. Ugh. I just chewed one Carolina Reaper and it was hell. So I can't even imagine. And then I did that Reaper challenge where I ate the 3 Reaper balls, and that was like I had 4 hours of calf cramps later on. So, but congrats to Mike Jack. Kids, don't try this at home. Did he have a time limit, Katie, or was it just the number of peppers? And how long did it take him to do that? I've been craving a Porto's guava and cheese strudel. Oh my God, those are so good. Yeah, now I need to go get one, I think. All right. So, let me pull out a snack. Class, Mr. Spicoli has brought us a snack. All right, let's see. Let's do the sweet stuff first. Go over there, guy. All right, that's not helpful. That's better, but it's not gonna stay there. So there we go. All right, so let's go ahead and read the card. And the question is, what type of alcohol is a margarita made with? And you get points off if you don't get this. What type of alcohol is a margarita made with? All right, so our first snack is going to be Schogetten. I used to know the name, but now Schogetten. No, Schogetten crunchy peanut butter. Obviously, you guys see who can tell me what that flag is? What country that flag is? Shogun crunchy peanut butter. Now, it's not crunchy peanut butter. It's candy. It's obviously covered in chocolate. So let's see. Schogetten chocolate was first introduced in 1962. The company is, or the line is part of Ludwig Schokolade, which I think maybe is like a German way of saying chocolate. Ludwig Schokolade, which was founded in 1857 by Leonard Moheim in Saarlouis, Germany. And this is a product of Germany. That's Janice got it. Germany. Tequila. All right, let's see. I don't suppose we need to pull tab. Pull tab. All right, we'll pull tab. That seems a bit destructive. I don't think we need to pull the whole tab. There we go. Answer. Oh, okay. So how is Doodle today? Well, Jessica, you missed Doodle. He was here early on, but apparently, his loyalty only went to his chicken tender dog snack. So he got that and he left. He may come back in later. Doodle, come here. Doodle. Maybe not. All right. Wow, this is, I suppose I could rip this apart, right? But kind of don't want to. I like being neat about stuff, They're going to seal this afterwards. That's okay. So, Jessica, Doodle is fine as far as I know. He was earlier when he came in here, and hopefully we will get him back in here for you. Oh, so did I get this from Aldi? I probably did get this from Aldi because I did get a couple of the snacks from Aldi. I think you might recognize one or two other ones from Aldi. Where did I go? I went to Aldi. I went to Cost Plus World Market. I went to a nondescript Middle Eastern market in Glendale, or a Middle Eastern, Eastern European market in Glendale. So there's stuff from all over the place there. All right, that definitely looks like milk chocolate. For some reason, it looks like dark chocolate on the outside, but it's a lot lighter on the inside. Let's try this. I'm guessing it's going to taste like a Reese's peanut butter cup. So speaking of Doodle, the Prince of Dogness, Greg, Janice got to meet Doodle, the Prince of Dogness. So she's just one step closer. Ooh, that just melts. And I don't know if it's because the room temperature here is now like 70 something. It's really melty though. I mean, it's not, you can put it in the refrigerator. There's a little crunchy bits in there. I think it's like because they grind up pieces, they grind up peanuts and they just put them in there like the ground up pieces. So there's little crunchy bits in there. Let's see if I'm gonna try to open this up. I'll bet you anything that if I said we're going to do a Trippy Food meet and greet, that we might have like 3 people show up. Maybe 3 people show up. But if I said we're doing a meet and greet and Doodle's going to be there, line to be around the block. He's such a good doggy. Oh, that's a lot of peanut butter. Look at that. That's a lot of peanut butter in there. So sometimes the ratio of peanut butter to chocolate isn't that, it seems like there's more chocolate to peanut butter in a Reese's cup. This one is maybe slightly more on the peanut butter side. This is not like a Reese's cup at all. First of all, the chocolate's much better, but it's German chocolate. It's not that pukey Hershey's chocolate. So they've got that going for us. And it's just really smooth and melty, but you get those little crunchy bits of peanuts in there. Those are awesome. It's a thumbs up. It's a big thumbs up. Fun fact, the 2 times I've ever been bitten by a dog has been those kings of dogginess. Yeah, because typically Chihuahuas are high-strung and aggressive, but Doodle's really chill. He's exceptionally chill for a Chihuahua. At least we think he's a Chihuahua. He looks like a Chihuahua, but we really don't know. I would show up for Doodle. Katie, you are coming here, I think October. So when you were in the LA area in October, we will arrange for you to meet the Prince of Dogness himself, and we'll figure out a way he can autograph. I would also show up for Val. That's funny. Yeah. So thumbs up on the candy. It's true. I'm a bit Shrekish to them. Big thumbs up. So our question was, what type of alcohol is margarita made with? I'm not even going to check the answers, unless they're funny. Let's see. They are, because Tom says Camquila, which sounds awesome. And everybody else got it right. And John, of course, said Doler tequila. So with Tom, Kumquat's his thing. With John, Doler's his thing. So you just add it on. It's like an adjective, I guess. I agree with Tom, Camquila. Well, yeah, that's always the right answer. It's always the right answer to either go with what Janice says or to go with what Tom says. So always the right answer. Jessica Stanton says my answer for the card is tequila, and you're absolutely correct. Tequila and triple sec. Well, I don't think triple sec is an alcohol though. This is what type of alcohol? Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not a bartender or anything, so I don't know this. But is triple sec an alcohol? I didn't think triple sec had alcohol, and I think it was like a sugary thing that you mix drinks with. But so Greg Wells, I have been bitten by. I was bitten by a what do they call those big Doberman? I was bitten by a Doberman once, just one bite while I was running, so it wasn't too bad. And it wasn't fun. But the other times that I've been bitten were by those little snowball dogs. You know what I'm talking about? Those white dogs. I don't know that it's a Bison Friche, maybe, but those white fluffy dogs, those little white fluffy dogs that are about this big, and they're just, I've not met one that's not nasty. I've not met one that has not like tried to attack me and is just like just tried to attack me and everything. I've not met one. I don't know if that's part of their breed, that like they're, the problem with dogs is their dogs are inbred. They're inbred because for desired traits. So at some point in time, you know, going decades, centuries, millennia back, there were certain features in dogs that were I don't know how, I don't know what the word would be, but certain features that they found in a dog, and they bred that into the dog. Well, the problem with inbreeding a dog is that they're very unhealthy dogs, and and some of them have just, you know, very specific traits because they're inbred. And I don't know if that little white fuzzball dog has inbred a trait that means he's just nasty to everybody and attacks everybody. I don't think it was a Shih Tzu. Shih Tzus have kind of that long hair, and it has that short white curly hair, covered with that short white curly hair. Been bit by hamsters. It's a big hamster. I was bitten by a Saint Bernard Mastiff mix. Holy crap! And you're still alive? Yeah, I had to have surgery to fix my hand. That makes perfect sense, Tom, because I can't like that's like a recipe for death right there. Triple Sec is an orange flavored liqueur that originated in France. It usually contains 20 to 40% alcohol by volume. I did not know that. Thank you, Ice Hand. I didn't know that. So, and Eli also says it's an orange liqueur. So thank you. King of Dogness would get stuck between Chum's teeth and notice him. Well, it's like sometimes we're out walking and Doodle sees a dog and he starts barking at the dog like a big dog or something. And I go, Doodle, that dog considers you a snack. Yeah, Greg, we were talking about the toilet paper hoarders earlier. We were talking about the people who are buying or who have a bunch of these that are hoping to sell them for large amounts of money on eBay. So I think I was bitten by Nuff's cat. Oh yeah, he has a notoriously nasty cat, like Ziegler, Matt's cat. Matt said he doesn't mess around, but I've never had a problem with Ziegler. So every time I've been around Ziegler, he's been pretty chill. I think he even let me pet him a couple of times. And cats are kind of funny like that. Like they'll let you pet him, and then they go like, "That's enough." Then they kind of claw at you or bite at you or something like that. So there we go. All right. Anyways, time for another snack. Referring to Shih Tzu. Oh, okay. My sister was bitten by a llama, but she was carving her initials in it at the time. I'm only going to say llama was probably Napoleon Dynamite, only because he had a pet llama. But I don't know if that's certain because I don't remember the quote, Ice Hand. So let me know if I'm correct or not. All right, let's get into our next snack. And the question is, in which century? Well, so give me the millennia, you know, like 1500s, 1600s, 1700s, 1800s, 1900s. In which century were bananas first sold in London? Again, the question, in what century were bananas first sold in London? Welcome. Hey, Grub Warp is here. Welcome, Grub Warp. Crookie wanted pets until he latched onto my hand. Very mercurial. Yeah, they do that. They just basically let you know, hey, thanks for the pets. I'm done. No, I'm done. Seriously. You know, and cats are notoriously for that. Doodle's like, Doodle's the opposite. So like if you're petting Doodle and he really likes when you do this to him, if you're doing that to Doodle and then you stop doing it, he just basically goes, he taps you on the shoulder or on the arm and he goes like, hey, I didn't remember asking you to stop. All right, so let's go into our bag of tricks again. That one's supposed to be hot. I'm going to hold off on that one. Let's try this one because I find this fascinating. All right, so these are, the company is called Rio Foods, and these are Afghan mulberries. Now, they don't say how these are prepared. The ingredients are Afghan mulberries and sulfur, so it sounds like they're just dried. They're just dried fruits. Mulberries come off a tree. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. And I've never, like, I had a mulberry tree in my yard, one house that I was renting, and it's almost impossible to get those mulberries without a little worm being in it. And I just eat it worm and all. I don't really care because they're not like parasites or anything else like that. So Rio Foods was founded in 1992 in Los Angeles, California, and that's all the information I have about that whatsoever. So You know, if I knew it, I would tell you. I would give it to you. So apparently, these are just dried mulberries. So not roasted, not salted, not chocolate covered. My friend had a mulberry tree growing up. We get covered in purple juice eating them. Well, the one that I had in my backyard were white mulberries, and that's what these look like. Because I originally thought that these were like fried or coated with something. Here, take a look at that. But I don't think they are. I think that's just they're the white mulberries, and that's just the color they are when they dry out. Because there's no other ingredients in there. So yeah, they're just dried. They're just dried fruit. They dry pretty hard, actually. Oh, that is chewy. That's chewy as hell. The texture, it's like it's really. Oh wow. Oh my god. Here's the thing about these. Right? Like I said, I don't really see any other ingredients in it except the mulberries and sulfur, and there's some other stuff, but it's all worn out. So the first thing about these that you get is the texture. It's really chewy. Um, and then it's almost like imagine I'm trying to think of something like something past gummy bear. Like it almost has hints of like tamarind, just not as tart as tamarind. That flavor, and it's like a fruit roll up texture, but it's just a fruit. It's just a fruit itself. So it has kind of like a fruit roll up texture, and then it has like a skin on it. So the first flavor you get is the outside is the skin part. It has almost like a woody taste. Then you get into the middle, and you get that sweet flavor on the inside. And then there's these textures, but it's all delicious. It's absolutely delicious. That is really unique. I've never had mulberries before. These are really, really good. And they're white mulberries. That's gonna be 2 thumbs up. Those are really good. Now, they're very sweet, so I can't imagine like sitting there and polishing off this whole bag. They're just like a sweet treat. You just eat a little bit of them, but still, double thumbs up on that. All right, so if I miss anything, found some seaweed snacks I love and hate at the same time. Never been so conflicted by a snack. Well, Eli, I would say for me, that would be the Pocky haunted ghost pepper chips. Right? For me, it's like a blessing and a curse kind of thing. So I'll sit there like one of the small bags. I'll sit there and I'll eat and I'll eat and I'll eat. I'll have maybe 3 of them, and after 3 of them, I'm like, all right, you know what? I gotta take a break, man. I gotta take a break from this because this is like my mouth's burning, not crazy burning. I would say that those chips are probably the hottest commercially available chips, like except for like challenges like this, right? I would say that the hottest commercially available chips is the Pocky haunted ghost pepper. And so like I'll eat 2 or 3 of those and I go like, I gotta put them down. I gotta put these down. They're just like, it's a bit overwhelming right now. And then maybe 5 minutes later, I'm like, no, I need another one. So for me, it's kind of like an addiction, but at the same time, it's like I'm putting myself through pain every time I eat them. And then I'll sit there, and after a while, I'll have finished an entire bag of those. Like even the family size bag, I'll have just gone through the family size bag, and I go, I'm just totally ashamed of myself for eating them. But those are like if you were to ask me what my favorite chips are, I might say those were it. However, brings up an interesting point. If you were to ask me what my favorite chips are, that would be something that would be really good for like, let's say an Ask Val live stream. So like if there was a bunch of questions that Val had to answer about, like what's your favorite this? Have you ever been to such and such a place? What did you think of this? Whatever. That would be like a really, really cool idea. If only, no, you know what? I think that on the Trippy Food YouTube channel page, if you go to the community tab and you scroll down, I think it's like 8 down or something. We have no, it's not even that far down. We have an Ask Val post, and that Ask Val post, we have a bunch of questions in there. You can ask Val. That's me. And So maybe even by the time we air that, we'll do it. Ask Val and Ask Julie. We'll be able to have Julie on the live stream as well at the same time. So questions like that are really, really good to build for an Ask Val live stream. So if you've got them, if you've got some questions that you want some, questions that are just like kind of non-mainstream questions, and you want them to ask some questions, please go to the community page, find the posting for the Ask Val posting, and put it in there. So I'm going to do one of those soon, and might need to ask some questions. Seaweed snacks have a 10-10 seasoning and texture up front, but they afterwards taste of dirty aquarium. I think like you're talking about the nori snacks, they kind of do that. Tato poutine nachos. Oh, that would be good. That would be good. I like Tato. Tato's we've done. I think if I'm not mistaken, we've done. We did a Tato sandwich. So which is a thing in Ireland apparently, because Tato is the big chip in Ireland, and Tato sandwiches are a thing. So Janice, if you don't mind, could you find could you find the episode that we did on making Tato sandwiches? Alrighty. So the question was, in what century were bananas first sold in London? Let's see. Miguel says 1800s. Katie said 1700s. Janice Yamanaka said 1600s. The answer was the 17th century, which would be the 1600s. So Janice is correct. Now, you can't always say what Janice says or agree with Janice says, because sometimes Janice says it after you've already guessed. But, it's a safe bet. Let's put it that way. And some other people have said to me, or have said in the chain, well, Janice is looking up the answer. It's like, yeah, so nothing wrong with that. Nothing. There's no rules. There's no. We don't have awards nights and stuff like that for the trivia contest. It's like, you answer them. You don't feel like answering. You don't feel like answering. You want to take a guess, throw out a guess, whatever. So it's just very informal. So Janice, you get nothing. Good day, sir. Because we have nothing to give. So there we go. And please tune in around 2 hours from now to check out. This has not been a paid for promotion. All right, let's ask another question. And let's see, we did we've only done one snack. And we really only did one snack. And we're an hour in, and we've done one snack. How is that possible? Man, we need to stop talking and do more eating. Thank you, Janice. So Janice posted our Tato chip sandwich episode. So Eli, follow that link. You might find that interesting. The question is, what does the HP stand for in HP sauce? What does the HP stand for in HP sauce? And for those who don't know what HP sauce is, I think we already aired that. We did one of the suggestions were to do a epic steak sauce battle, and HP sauce was one of the ones that we did in there. So, what does the HP stand for in HP sauce? Let's go into the grab bag and grab something else, because it's called the grab bag. I feel like, oh no, we did do two. I'm sorry, because we did the peanut butter chocolate. We'll stick with the candy-ish stuff before we get it. We have two spicy things. We'll save those for the end. Let's see, we'll just do this one next. So this is called Miracle Candy. We don't know a whole lot about this. It's called Miracle Candy. Miracle Candy. There is a picture of pumpkin, honey, and sunflower, because it is made with pumpkin seeds and sunflower seeds. So the ingredients are sesame seeds, sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, peanuts, honey, and sugar. So they use the honey, I imagine, to hold everything together. They kind of separate a little bit. And this is from Miracle Candy. Miracle Candy was founded in 2020, not that old, by, I'm going to say this guy's name, or this person's name terribly, Narek Aghajanian. I think that's it, in North Hollywood, California. That's all I know about it. So let's see. Not a good way to open this, so we're just going to roughhouse it to open that. Hewlett-Packard, the official sauce for programmers. That's funny. Hewlett-Packard sauce. All right. Looks nutty. Honey adds a nice flavor to that. But it's not overwhelming. It's not like the honey and baklava. I can eat only a piece like that big. That's not too bad. I'm getting mostly sunflower seed. The flavor is mostly sunflower seed. There's some pumpkin seed flavor in there as well. The peanuts, not so much. But looking at it, it's hard to see the peanuts. I'm not seeing peanuts in there. It says they're in there. That's pretty basic. They're not. There's no salt in them. If you like just eating a handful of nuts, if you like trail mix or something, you're gonna really like that. The only difference is it's sweeter because it has the honey in it. Picture a Rice Krispie treat without rice and with nuts instead. It's pretty good. I can see you would eat a lot of that. This is somewhat rich. Crunchy, chewy, nice. Thumbs up. Maybe not like an enthusiastic thumbs up, but still a thumbs up. It's still good, still crunchy. It's like, is it a I'd buy that again item? Maybe not, but still really good. And probably will finish that slowly. My husband has known all the answers so far to today's questions. So where some people use the internet, Janice, you use Ed. Ed is your internet. So yeah, there's a lot of people like that. Has Ed ever been on? Is it Jeopardy? No, what's that? Yeah, Jeopardy. Has Ed ever been on Jeopardy? Maybe I should go on Jeopardy. Janice, your hubby is obviously a very smart man. After all, he married you. Ice Hand is trying to suck up to you there, but that's okay. All right, so the question was, what does the HP stand for in HP sauce? And I have a feeling that the guesses are funnier than the actual name. Let's see. Well, no, because Janice says House of Parliament. Greg Wells says House of Parliament. Eli says Hewlett Packard. That's awesome. Tom says Harry Patootie. Okay. Hewlett Packard, the official House of Parliament. Yeah, so it is Houses of Parliament. And there's a picture. I don't have the bottle. I'm looking at it like I have the bottle here. It's in the kitchen. I'm going to go out in the kitchen for it. There's a picture of Big Ben. Big Ben is I'm trying to remember if Big Ben is the tower or Big Ben. I think Big Ben is the clock. The clock is Big Ben in a clock tower. And I think people mistakenly call the tower itself Big Ben. It's the clock is Big Ben. And this year it's a special edition one where they have scaffolding around it because the actual tower right now has scaffolding on it while they're fixing it. So that's how you can tell if you have an old bottle that doesn't have the scaffolding on it. All righty, moving along. See how we doing. We got 13 people still in the room. That's pretty good. I'm going to go with it. I'm going to say that's pretty good. And we did 3 snacks. We got one more snack. 1, 2, 3. Yep. We got one more snack. 1, 2. We should have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We do 4 snacks? Oh, we only had 7. All right. So let's do one more and then we'll do our soft drink. So let's do these. These look a bit much. So, I mean, look at that. Seriously. Let's read a card. And the question is, no. That's the answer is wrong. I'm not even going to read that. Ridiculous. All right. What country grows the largest proportion of apples globally? What country grows the largest proportion of apples globally? Big Ben is the bell in the tower. All right, Janice. So I was wrong. I admit it when I'm wrong. And this is from Temptations Cookhouse, and I know nothing about Temptations Cookhouse, just that it was founded in 2022 by Edward Arutiunian, maybe, in North Hollywood, California. North Hollywood, California seems to be the place where you make stuff like this. And again, I got this at a Middle Eastern, Eastern European store. This is made in a home kitchen, sweet sotuch. I'm probably saying that wrong. 100% homemade, Temptations Cookhouse, candy with nuts, dried apricot, and walnut. Contains walnut, dried apricots, wheat flour. It contains something else because something's holding that stuff together. Okay, ingredient. Well, it says contained walnut, dried apricot, wheat flour. One of the ingredients is walnuts, dried apricot, sugar, wheat flour, water, grape molasses. What the hell is grape molasses? Grape molasses, unless it's grape and molasses, but there's no comma after that. Citric acid, because there's citric acid in everything. I don't know. I think Janice and I were filming or something, and every time I read the ingredients, it had citric acid in, and I said that was going to be my new tagline. There's citric acid in everything. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Janice, or maybe even Ed, said that the reason they put citric acid and stuff is to inhibit the growth of bacteria. That's why they add citric acid to everything. Vanilla syrup, that sounds good. Cinnamon powder, that sounds good. Clove powder, that sounds good too. So this sounds really good. Not a lot of artificial anything. And it was made in somebody's kitchen. So we'll see. Oh, that's what I thought. These were individual pieces. Each one, there's three pieces in here. I'm just gonna cut a piece off. I'm gonna break me off a piece of that, whatever it is, bar. Oh, that doesn't want to. That's gonna be chewy because the knife doesn't want to go through there. It's like it's covered in leather. I wonder if you're supposed to eat that. This coating that's on here, it's like leather. Like the knife won't go through it. Look at that. Wow. All right. If I choke, guys, call 911. It's almost like leather, like a fruit roll-up. It has that kind of texture to it. It's actually even firmer than that. Definitely like a skin. And it requires a considerable amount of chewing. Now, I don't know if they cook the walnuts, but they're not crunchy. Just had the apricot flavor, but it's not like crazy over the top. So apricot's one of those fruits that like not everybody likes apricot. Nobody likes the flavor of apricot. Apricot has a really strong flavor and almost a medicinal flavor, I think. So it's not like a really popular flavor. That's why you don't see like a lot of apricot ice creams and stuff. But then like really, really chewy, especially the skin. Then you get into the inside of it. You get the apricot flavor. You do get the walnut flavor. You don't get the texture of walnut. Still, it's pretty good. It's gonna get a thumbs up. Not overly sweet. So there's probably a considerable amount of sugar, and they probably make like some sugary water stuff that makes that skin stick to it and everything. So it's pretty good. Again, I don't know if it's like I would try this 2 times kind of thing, but it's still pretty good. So I'm gonna put that over here, I think. Grape molasses is the solids that remain from grape juice that have been reduced to a paste. Yeah, but I don't know why they call it molasses, because molasses is made from sugar. I mean, molasses is a sugar product, not a sugar byproduct, actually a sugar product that cooked down sugar. So that's odd. I've never heard of grape molasses. So that's interesting. I knew you would know, though. Hope you and Doodle are doing good, Val. Hey, Scott, welcome. Glad you can make it. Yes, we are both doing. You missed Doodle. He was here at the very beginning. I gave him a snack. He took off, and he's not. I don't know if he's coming back. So, if you start choking, what would you say to 911? I have a friend in California that's choking. Yeah, that would work. Crunchy. All right. Our question. We'll go back to our question. Which country grows the largest proportion of apples globally? And let's see. Miguel Rangel said Mexico. Now, so I was going to guess. I would guess like a cold weather country because apples seem to grow in a colder climate. The trees die in the winter, but like what we're familiar with, apples from like New England, Washington State. Let's see. So it's Mexico. Janice says China. Tom says Mexicuado. That's correct. That is absolutely correct. It is Mexicuado. Greg Wells has shortened it to Mexiquat. I think that's it. Greg Wells says he's going with Mexicuado, so he changed it back to Mexicuado from Mexiquat. The correct answer is in fact Mexiquat. But outside of that, the largest proportion is made in China or grown in China. The thing that I found fascinating and interesting, and maybe you do, is that apples, the apples that we're used to here in the United States, are not native to the United States. The apples were brought here from Europe, specifically from, well, I guess what was called England at the time, that whole island. That's where apples were brought from. So they were brought from Europe to the United States, and they're not native to the United States. I think there's one apple that's native to the United States, but it's more like a crab apple, like the one smaller one that's not typically one that you would eat as a fruit, but make pies with it and stuff. So yeah, I found that interesting that because a lot of things are native to North and South America that they didn't have in Europe until maybe the late 1500s, like tomatoes, potatoes, pumpkin. All those things are things from the New World that they didn't have. Corn's another one. But actually, some stuff came from over there, and apples is one of those things. All right. So it is time for our soft drink, and today's another Sprecher, because Sprecher makes the best sodas. I'm sorry, in my opinion, I've not had a Sprecher soda that I didn't thoroughly enjoy. This one's kind of seasonal. Let's read a card. Which milky white soft cheese bears a name that literally translates as cooked twice? Again, what milky white soft cheese bears a name that literally translates as cooked twice? Let's put that over there. So, Sprecher Brewery Company was founded in 1984 by Randy Sprecher, so it's not just a catchy name, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Again, we have done other Sprecher sodas. I think we did an orange cream soda. I don't know if we did a ginger ale. We did the straight root beer. We've done some of the other ones. Always good. Every one of them is really, really good. One of my favorite lines of soda. I've not tried this one. This is maple root beer, and it is made. Where did I see that? Made with. What is the ABV on this? Made with cane sugar and maple syrup. Wow, that's a sweet assault on your senses, isn't it? Let's see. Did we use Slim before? Let's bring Richard Sims back. Hello, Richard. There I go. I'm talking to my can openers again. I need help. All right, let's see. Did I miss anything? You guys gotta keep me honest, just because, like I said, when I'm yapping, I'm not necessarily paying attention to the chat, and if something throws off there, I miss it. So please tell me if I missed anything. So especially, just like I said, let me know if I missed anything. I'm waiting for the day that Janice has an answer that has kumquat mixed in with it. Oh, it smells so good. For some reason, this eye just dried out. This eye, just this one. It smells so good. You guys know the smell of root beer? Are you familiar with the smell of root beer? That smell just, it's so nice. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. That is really good. You know what? It's a tiny bit on the flat side. Maybe could use a little bit more carbonation, a little more bubbles. But other than that, it's exceptional. Oh yeah. The maple, The maple in it is subtle. It's not really like, it's not crazy, the maple in it, the maple flavor. It's subtle. But that's a good root beer. Now you're just our lovable Shrek, Uncle Val. You help us so much, my uncle. When a beer is that good, I'll dab it behind my ears too. Yeah, it's the smell. It's that root beer smell. That's just really, really nice. Uncle Val. Now, where the Uncle Val comes from is when I do the shorts, I always say, hey, it's, what do I say? It's Uncle Val. I think Uncle Val, you're a trippy pal, I think is what I say. So does anybody know where that comes from? It's not that exact phrase, but it's something that sounds a lot like it. It's derived from it. So if you can tell me, I will give you a clue. It is from a television show. It was a recurring character on a television show. So if you can tell me what the actual line was and who the person was that said it, the character was Uncle Val. I mean, Uncle Al, I'm sorry. But if you can tell me what the line was and who said it, who the name of the actor who said it was, 10 points for you. So, that is really, really good. That's like 2 thumbs up. Their sodas are just so good. Like I said, could use a few more bubbles, but you know, I'll give it to them. Still really good. Thumbs up. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. Now, I did not show you guys this. So Claudia, when she was in Colombia for, I'm going to say like 5 weeks or so. She was there for close to a month, and she went down there because her father was dying, and she wanted to be there when he passed away, which she was. So when she came back, she brought me this. Now, I'm trying to remember if at some point in time in one of our videos that I'm actually drinking Club Colombia, which is a beer in Colombia that's very, very good. This is a glass that is made, I don't know if it's made from, it looks like it's made from a beer can. And I don't know how they get it like this. So if you look in it, you can actually see that, you can see the, the inside of the can, but somehow they get they get glass in there. So somehow they get this made to a glass. So this is, it's too small to be a beer mug, but you could drink beer out of it because, like I said, it is made. The outside of it is a beer can, and then the inside of it is glass. It's just really, really cool. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to use that. I'm going to use that to mix. So here's our Sprecher maple root beer. And our Italian beer, what was that? Menabrea? A Menabrea. It's a Menabrea. Cheers. So you can look at that. Not without spilling it all over the place. It's root beer color. You just reviewed that maple root beer? Cool, Janice. Where did you get it? I got this at Total Wine and More. Where I got that one. They have all the Sprecher sodas. Oh, that's not bad. I think it's not bad because this beer is actually really light. So, there's not so much of that, that alcohol burn taste to it. So it's very light, it's very mild, and inoffensive. So I don't think the beer counters the root beer flavor. Hey, Joshua Maxwell, glad you can make it. Welcome. Good to see you again. You get Unky Valley, say a prayer for old guy in Colorado. Those patties must be helping the veggie garden. I'm not sure I understand a whole bunch of that, but somebody just pressed some little hearts because I saw hearts going up and stuff like that. Val, did you like any of the volcano products from Taco Bell? I haven't had them yet, Forrest. I'm not, speaking of that, welcome, Forrest Lost. Saw that you came into the room, but I saw it by your quote. I don't know, are those new products or are they bringing them back? They were products that were already there. Because I have a tendency not to necessarily go with products that are back. Hey, it's Doodle, the Prince of Dogness, everybody. It is him. It is he. It is Doodle, the Prince of Dogness. Why are your ears back, Doodle? Why are your ears back? Your ears are back when you're scared. You don't look scared. Why are you scared? You shouldn't be. It's your adoring public. Well, this is the first time he's actually looked into the camera. There go the ears. There go the ears. Yeah, I know. I know. Doodle, the Prince of Dogness, everybody. Say hi to Janice. You remember Janice. Or did you just want a snack? Huh? Did you just come here for a snack? All right, fine. Another piece, small one. Got to pace yourself, buddy. There. And off he goes. Doodle, the Prince of Dogness, everybody. Totally off topic. You mentioned, yes, Janice. That's not bad. I mean, it's not great, but it's not bad. I'll say thumbs in the middle. It's not something I would ever order. It's not something I would say, hey, mix some of that Sprecher maple root beer with some of this Italian beer. I would not do that. But it's not as offensive as some of the ones that we've done. He's gone, Tom. I can't pass that on. I'll let him know earlier. Not bad. Not great. Not horrible. But not bad. All right, so let's go back to our question. Our question was, which milky white soft cheese bears a name that literally translates as cooked twice? And let's see what the answers were. That seemed like so long ago. Miguel Rangel said Famunda cheese. We know that's not correct. Janet Yamanaka says ricotta. Tom, old guy in Colorado, says cottage quat full fat. Janice Yamanaka says ricotta cheese, just in case the ricotta didn't stick. I think that's it. That is it. All right. It is, in fact, ricotta cheese. So I think everybody's right. If what is it? Nobody's right if everybody's wrong. Anyways, in terms of the Uncle Val thing, let's see. Uncle Val. I need a cup like that. Well, Eli, you'll have to go to Colombia, to Bogota, Colombia, to get a cup like that, because that's where they're from. I don't know if you can get them online. Maybe not. Okay, so nobody answered the question. So it's your Trippy pal, Uncle Val, or Uncle Val, your Trippy pal. It comes from Laugh-In, the TV show Laugh-In. I know most of you are too young to remember the show Laugh-In. I don't even know if they do it on like TV Land or any of those throwback TV shows and reruns. It was from the show Laugh-In, and there was a character called Uncle Al. It's Uncle Al, the kitty's pal, and he was this drunk, like a drunk kid show host called Uncle Al, and he used to say, "It's Uncle Al, your kitty's pal," and he was drunk all the time. So that's kind of where that comes from. It's just Uncle Val. It rhymed. So there we go. All righty, let's see how we doing on time. Half an hour left and 3 snacks, 4 snacks, 3 snacks. We're doing fine. We're doing just fine. All right, let's get on another snack. I'm gonna do the sweet one next, and then we'll go to the spicy stuff. Have you tried new chicken enchilada burrito from Taco Bell? I have not, Miguel, but I will have to check that out. Did I get an answer to the previous question, which was somebody was talking about the volcano menu, and I was asking, was that new, or is it something they're bringing back? Does anyone remember? Also, the chicken enchilada burrito, is that something new or something they're bringing back? I have a tendency not to necessarily do the ones that they're bringing back unless it's a really, really big deal. The enchilada, I don't know if they brought that back like in the same form that it was when it originally came out. If so, it was terrible when it first came out. Just the usual uncle, I guess. Blink, blink, blink. Back in the day, they just said it like it is, even on kid shows. I guess so, yeah. This word in a sentence, paleo epidemiological. Epidemiological. Well, paleo is usually like paleo usually has to do with early man, like cavemen kind of thing. Early man, I think, is usually paleo. It's like an era. Epidemiological is usually has to do with like something associated with skin or hair. So maybe paleo epidemiological means you're like hairy as a caveman, I think, or you have caveman skin. I don't know. That's my guess, Tom. I'll have to rely on you. It's $2. What is $2 though? I'm getting all mixed up here. All right. So question is, what traditionally might you eat on Shrove Tuesday? And Shrove Tuesday is another name for Fat Tuesday. So it is the day before Lent starts. And Lent starts on Ash Wednesday. So they call it Fat Tuesday because it's a day that you overeat and everything before Lent starts, where you're supposed to fast. Right? So that's why they call it Fat Tuesday. Fat Tuesday in French is Mardi Gras. That's right, Mardi Gras. What traditionally might you eat on Shrove Tuesday? And the cheesy jalapeno Mexican pizza. I did not like the Mexican pizza. It was not good. Let's see. Oh, Katie's guessing. Okay, the guesses are starting, so we'll leave it at that. This is what we're eating first. We're eating Roshen wafers. And Roshen Confectionery Company was founded in 1996 by Petro Poroshenko in Kiev, Ukraine. This is the product of Ukraine. They have different flavor wafers. We decided to opt with the hazelnut one. There is Ukrainian writing on there that I can't understand. It looks like a spoonful of sugar, and it looks like a knife spreading something. So I don't know. I don't know exactly what the deal is with that. But it's supposed to taste like hazelnuts. So I'm fat every day. I don't see the advantage with Fat Tuesday. Well, like I said, sort of stocking up for the winter, Tom. So basically, on Fat Tuesday, Mardi Gras, Shrove Tuesday, whatever you want to call it, people would overindulge because they knew they would be fasting for the next, I don't know how many days until Easter. So that was the concept. It's not so much an advantage. It's just like this is our last ditch attempt to go overboard, and we're going to do it. So that's why Fat Tuesday or Mardi Gras is what it is. These are thicker. So most of the sugar wafers that I've had are like maybe 2/3 the size of this one. This is actually pretty thick. So sugar wafers are pretty common, pretty straightforward thing. I'm trying to remember. There's a European brand that's really popular, and I'm trying to remember the name of it. Is it Loker? Loeckcer, I think. Loker is a popular brand. Also, there's an Asian variety, and I can't remember the name of that one. Crown maybe. There's a picture of like a guy with a chef hat on, and they have different flavors. And one of those flavors is durian, which is the durian sugar wafers are the basis for the story about the gas leak cookies. So I'm sure you guys are familiar with the story of gas leak cookies. If not, I will be happy to spend half an hour to an hour explaining the story of the gas leak cookies to you. If Julie was here, she'd be able to explain it very easily. I tried fasting. Time passed very slowly. I did it a couple of times. I don't think it's healthy for you, fasting, because your body says, "I'm not getting food, so I'm going to start shutting things down." And what's that? Fasting is healthy for you, like going without food for X number of days. Claudia speaks, and she says it is healthy for you. So I learned something new. I would say more so than hazelnut. It almost tastes like Nutella, which I know has hazelnuts in it, but also has chocolate in it. So this doesn't taste like just hazelnut. It tastes like more like Nutella. I could read some of those ingredients, but most of those are in another language, and most of them it's black. I used to work in desktop publishing, and like one of the biggest no-nos was black writing on red text. And the reason you don't put black writing on red text is because from a monochromatic standpoint, red shows up as black. So your eyes have a really, really hard time discerning black text on a red background or red text on a black background. And so black on red, red on black is like really bad from a typographical standpoint. And they broke that law. You're absolutely right, Janice. It's Garden. Garden is the brand of the gas leak cookies. They have a lot of other flavors as well. I don't know what they are because I always go for the durian ones. And then, I think if I'm not mistaken, we did an episode with Goonie Foods, which are my granddaughters. They call themselves Goonie Foods. We did an episode with them where we did durian ice cream and durian wafers, and we did do those garden durian wafers. And I remember them being big fans of those durian wafers, but I like them. I like fasting. I only ever gone 36 hours though. So is that, but Katie, is that without food completely, or is that like with the minimal food? And I think what Claudia was talking about when she was mentioning it is that you're not completely not eating, you're just reducing what you're eating and eating specific times and stuff like that. So I think that's what it is. But yeah, I don't think I could go more than 36 hours. Like,
I fasted for 2 weeks with no food.
2 weeks? You went 2 weeks with no food at all?
With spirulina.
Oh, spirulina.
Yeah, through a nutritionist.
You can come in.
I felt great.
You can come in, Claudia. She's talking from the doorway. She said she did spirulina. She just, I guess, drank it. You drank it?
I drank it.
It's not something you eat, right?
With smoothies.
Okay, so she had spirulina smoothies for 2 weeks, just spirulina smoothies, and that was her fasting thing. So she said she went 2 weeks. But I don't think you could go 2 weeks without food at all. I don't think you could do that. Who here has had their wisdom teeth removed? I had 2 cavities in mine, had to get them removed. I'm super scared to be put under. Jessica, I had mine removed when I was in my 20s. I think I was 23 years old. I was 23 years old when I had them removed. That was a long time ago. 23 years old was a long time ago, more than half of my life ago. And when I had them removed, I don't think I needed to have them removed. It's not like they were impacted. It's not like I had cavities in them. The dentist just said, hey, I would need to take those out. I'm like, really? You need to take them out? And back then, there was no, they didn't put me under. They just they put like the shoehorn in my mouth and just yanked those things out, like put his knee on my chest and just got out there and pulled them out. I don't know that it was necessary, Jessica. So that was not a pleasant experience. And Jessica, if I'm not mistaken, you are in Melrose, and the dentist that I went to was in Melrose. So make sure you don't go to that dentist. But again, that was, let's see, my math is correct. That was 40 years ago. It's 40 years ago. So I have one cavity, only one cavity. I'm not even convinced that I actually have a cavity. Maybe he just filled a tooth because he just felt like filling a tooth. So that's kind of what we are. Yes, I only drink salt water and coffee. Oh, that's an odd combination. But isn't now, Katie, correct me if I'm wrong, but drinking salt water can be bad. Like they say that like people who are shipwrecked, or stranded out in the middle of the ocean, like they drink salt water and they go crazy or something. Like, but maybe it's a combination of the sun, the fact that they're floating in water and they're drinking salt water. Maybe that has something to do with it. It sounds like you added coffee in there, so how bad could it be? Yeah, I can see why that would only last 36 hours. It seems like something very complex, something that would be very taxing on your body. Let's see, raw celery and carrots and lemon water. Oh, that would be a fast. So there's something that somebody was doing a cleanse. They were calling it a cleanse, and I don't remember how many days they had to do it. I think it was like 6 days or something. And so all they were consuming was this. It's like lemonade with cayenne pepper and honey in it. That was it. And it's like when you talk to him and you're like, oh, how's it going? He goes like, I'm peeing from my butt. I'm like, I didn't need to know that, but thank you very much. So so that was when they call it cleanse. somebody had made a suggestion. Jason Gillis had made a suggestion, and this is something that we might do, is they found this channel where somebody said, I pooped out all the fat in my body and lost 20 pounds. And so there's this kind of a diet or something that they did. And he said, that would be an interesting thing for you to do. And I said, yeah. I said, you're not losing weight. You're not losing like body fat or anything. All you're basically doing is that you're cleaning out your digestive system. You just, whatever's in there, you're cleaning it out. But you're not actually, losing fat. You might be because you're ingesting fewer calories and then you're getting rid of everything that's in there. But the weight you lose is not necessarily, fat or even muscle for that standpoint. I let my mechanic take my wisdom teeth out. He used 100-pound test fishing line and hopped up a 1975 Mustang. They came right out. I'm surprised your whole jaw didn't come out, Tom. Okay, people are just talking about dentists and everything. I also drink regular water. Okay, there we go. But the salt stays off hunger pains. Oh, interesting. I think it's cleansing. I have enough fat stores. It's fine. Yeah, me too. I could survive another 200 years or so living off the fat in my body. All right. These hazelnut wafers, thumbs up. Not an over enthusiastic thumbs up. At the bottom, at the end of the day, they're hazelnut sugar wafers, and they're good. They're not terrible. They're not stale. They're not soggy. They're not overly crunchy and everything. So they're good. Just not overly enthusiastic. I would eat these again. I would, but I'm just going to go with a thumbs up on this. All right. We got 2 snacks left. How are we doing on time? We got 15 minutes. We're great. We are great. All right. So the question was, what traditionally might you eat on Shrove Tuesday? That seemed like so long ago. Where Katie said pancakes, Ice Hand said king cake, Janice Yamanaka said pancakes. I think that was it. Maybe the only guesses. If I missed you, forgive me, please. Although I don't think Miguel Rangel was saying cheesy jalapeno pizza to eat on Shrove Tuesday. It is, in fact, pancakes. King cake. King cake, you eat. You would eat a king cake on Mardi Gras. That's true, but that's specifically Mardi Gras, where Shrove Tuesday is not necessarily a Mardi Gras thing. Mardi Gras is French or Creole, I guess. Not so much French, because it's like they do it in New Orleans. I don't know that they do it in France. Let's put it that way. So yeah, pancakes. OG without bacon is like Val without silkworms. OG. Old guy without bacon is like Val without silkworms. I guess, but except old guy doesn't say he doesn't like bacon, does he? I mean, I'm not crazy about silkworms. Although I will say that when we did that silkworm ceviche, that was really, really good. All right, let's do another snack. Now we're getting to our spicy stuff. I'm going to do this one next because I don't think it's going to be crazy spicy. Sweet card, shall we? We always had pancakes dinner growing up before. Oh, interesting. I love Lent. It's 40 days of Halloween. Well, if you do it the right way. I used to go to Catholic school, and Lent was not fun because you had to go to church all the time. And the thing is, when you go to Catholic school and you don't go to church, you hear about it. So like when you go back into school the next day, they go, Mr. Herrera, you were not in church on Tuesday. No, I was like, no, you weren't at church because I was there. I was there for every mass. Whatever. I had a suit made of lent. I got some lent in my pockets. All right, the question is, what salad dressing gets its name from a region that is popular among outdoor enthusiasts? Really? All right, that's fine. What salad gets its name from a region that's popular among outdoor enthusiasts? All right, there we go. Hey, I always miss Matt Zion live stream, so do you happen to know his dad is doing? He said last night, I watched some of his live stream last night, and he said his dad was doing better. So I think that's a good thing, that he said his dad was doing better. So he didn't seem like overly concerned or anything. So I guess he's doing better. Although, see, Matt was going to live stream today if he got up early enough. I didn't see any notification that he was live streaming. So I think he said if he didn't get up and do it at 11 o'clock, he was going to do it at 3 o'clock. So my guess is when we're all done at 3 o'clock, he's going to go live. So Jessica, you might not have missed it. This is Popsalot, California popcorn. And they're saying limited series, so we'll see. Popsalot popcorn was founded in 2005 by Noah Sheree in Beverly Hills, California. A lot of California stuff today. So it's Popsalot popcorn, mango habanero, sweet and spicy, kettle corn swirled with sweet mango with a kiss of habanero. Now, I got to be honest with you. It's sort of like, what was the last mango habanero thing we did? Was probably the corn nuts. We did, when Julie and I did the corn nuts, the mango habanero corn nuts. What was Julie? Janice, did we do a mango habanero thing the other day when we filmed a bunch of stuff? I don't remember. But typically mango habanero, you don't get much of either in that. Most products are kind of like very skimpy on either the mango or the habanero. Smells like popcorn. Smells like movie popcorn without the butter or all that. Ingredients: non-GMO popcorn, cane sugar, canola oil and/or safflower oil, mango powder, sea salt, habanero pepper powder. All right, so I'm going to tell you right now, I'm getting the mango right off the bat. Mango. So they get 10 points for that. I made a mess. It's like it's all over everything here. I'm covered in popcorn dust. All right, so the habanero, I'm getting in heat, but I'm not getting in flavor. I'm getting mango flavor and habanero heat. Now, caveat is I'm getting heat from habanero, but I'm getting habanero heat. If somebody says, I want to try eating hot peppers, what should I start with? And I always say, well, okay, always start with, jalapeno. And this is not even jalapeno hot. So they said just a kiss of it. I imagine they just went really sparingly on it. So you do get that heat. You need to get the sensation that there's capsaicin there, but it's just a sensation of capsaicin. There's not a habanero flavor, and it's not a habanero heat. They could have said spicy mango flavor. That would have been the same. But when you see habanero on it, you're expecting something to be habanero hot, and it's not habanero hot. And it doesn't matter how much of it you eat, you're never going to get that habanero heat. So I'm going to say it's really good. It's really sweet, because there's sugar in it. It's kettle corn. There's sugar in it. Has good mango flavor. I really like the mango flavor. Habanero, I don't know. They could have done better with the habanero. I'm going to say thumbs up, trending downward. I just wish they'd done a little bit better, more with the habanero. It's kind of lacking in there. Again, there's that heat, that hint of heat, but nothing that really says habanero to me. It's not really hot. It's not really spicy. And there's not a lot of habanero flavor and everything. So I'm going to say thumbs up, trending downward and everything. They could have done a little better on the habanero. The mango's perfect. The mango's really good. There we go. Thumbs in the middle. Thumbs up, trending downward. So what did I miss here? Hello, I'll check your belly button. Yeah, that'll be later. They'll be there. All right. Looks like people answered the question, so we'll go ahead and review that. It said, what salad dressing gets its name from a region that's popular among outdoor enthusiasts? Ice Hand said Hidden Valley. Scott said Thousand Island. Where's Janice's guess? Janice always guesses. Janice, did you not guess on that one? Or am I not seeing it? Did you just like, was it way far back? Because it's not like you to not guess. All right, it is in fact Thousand Island dressing. The Thousand Island region is in upstate New York, and it's known for good hunting and fishing. All right, there we go. Need to go, need to be ready. Great seeing Val, kumquat for the rest of the stream. See you next week. All right, and if you are at 4 p.m., I'm sorry, 4 p.m. Pacific time, Tom, old guy in Colorado, will be live streaming, and he is going to make tonight. Did I say, is it German sausage and pasta? Did I get that right? Sausage and pasta, and I can't remember what the dessert was, but if you have not caught an old guy in Colorado live stream, you must do so. He makes everything from scratch. He brings you along with him on his cooking adventure, and it's well worth it. So definitely check it out. 4 p.m. Pacific time. Also, he is 86. I think it was 86 subscribers away from 1,000 subscribers. And when he hits that 1,000 subscribers, he is going to eat live. He's going to eat raw oysters, Vienna sausage, chocolate syrup, and blue cheese dressing. So we all want to see that. We don't all want to take place of it. German sausage, pasta, and pavlova for dessert. Yeah. Okay, there we go. So so just check it out. And again, reminder, he's 86 away, I think it is, from 86 subscribers away from 1,000, and we want to see him win that challenge. So if you have not yet subscribed, then do so and check it out. So thank you, Tom, and we'll see you soon. Are you super excited for Halloween? I am. Jessica, you know, the thing is I always liked Halloween. It was always my favorite holiday, even as a kid. But then after coming to the West Coast, after coming to the LA area, I think I like Day of the Dead better. For me, Day of the Dead is kind of like, it's more specific as far as dressing up goes. It's more specific as to how you dress up. So they're like, you wouldn't dress up as like a sexy Indian chief or sexy police officer or something like that. You wouldn't dress up like that for Day of the Dead. There's some very specific costuming associated with Day of the Dead. But I think I like Day of the Dead better. I like the spirit of Day of the Dead. Literally. I like the spirit of Day of the Dead. I like what it stands for. I like the communing with the afterworld part of Day of the Dead. So, and the thing is, it's right next to Halloween. So Halloween is October 31st, and Day of the Dead is November 1st and November 2nd. I think they are somehow related as far as the date that they're on. I think they're somehow related. Like, you know, that whole Halloween was the evening of All Saints Day, and I think All Souls Day was the next day. As far as Christian holidays, and it's not a Christian celebration, Day of the Dead, but I think there's some intertwining there. I think there's some correlation there. But yeah, I think Day of the Dead is like probably my new favorite holiday. But I still love Halloween. I'll always love Halloween. I did Fright Fest at Six Flags Magic Mountain last night. Were people? Is Fright Fest a Halloween thing? And I imagine, Janice, that people were in costume. Were you in costume as well? Let's see. We got one snack left. How are we doing on time? 2:53. Well, if I don't talk so much, we'll be able to get through this. So this I thought was interesting because it's a very basic bag. And these are called Kronchis, like crunchy, I suppose. They look like Cheetos Puffs is what they look like. They don't say how hot they are. It just says spicy ume, which I think they mean like umami-ish, crunchy corn snack. There's not a lot of information about this whatsoever. All I know is that they're made in Sugar Land, Texas. I knew nothing about the company. Ingredients: corn flour, vegetable oil, safflower and or soybean oil, maltodextrin, sugar, monosodium glutamate, which is not a bad thing, sodium bicarbonate, which is baking soda, natural flavors, spice, sodium diacetate, red 40, yeast extract, hydrolyzed vegetable protein, yellow lake 6, red 40, disodium inosite, disodium guanylate, modified food starch, antioxidant. It does not say anything about peppers or any kind of pepper or anything, but it's supposed to be hot. So I think that all is lumped under spice. There's flames on the package. It's cool packaging. It's cool packaging, but I don't really know a lot about that. Let's go ahead and read one last question on this one. Some people dressed up, but most were wearing their regular clothes. Ah, that's too bad. For something called Fright Fest, it sounds like it's a Halloween kind of thing. Welcome to chemistry class. Thank you so much. You know what's not in here that I think is odd? What is it? What is not in here out of the ingredients? You just heard the ingredients I read. What is not in here that I think is odd that it's not in there? All right, and the question is, what is the English dish toad in the hole? What is the English dish toad in the hole? That's the question. No, not chili, because I think, like I said, I think that's lumped into spices, I think. No, citric acid. Where's the citric acid? There's citric acid in everything. I mean, honestly, what doesn't have citric acid in it? I bet I look at all these other things. Well, the mulberries don't have citric acid because they just have mulberries in it. It also doesn't mention acetic acid, but I smell vinegar. All right, they're little puffs. I don't know if they're supposed to be shaped like a pepper. They look like little empanadas, and they look like they're coated with. Oh, that one looks like it's like a clamshell. You can see that, like, that one like wants to open. Maybe it ate something. It's like a Venus flytrap pod. It looks like it's coated with the flaming hot stuff. Oh my God! You guys hearing that? That is crunchy. It definitely tastes like there's vinegar in there. There's that vinegar sourness to it. And I remember acetic acid in the ingredients. Maybe one of those chemicals I read. Substitutes for. It's really tangy. There's no citric acid in here. There's no lime in here. There's a picture of lime on the outside, but there's no lime in the ingredients. I don't know if legally they can skip ingredients on the ingredients list. I don't think so. I'll tell you right off the bat, they're not as hot as they make it look. Now, the fact that it tastes like there's lime juice in it, and the fact that it tastes like there's vinegar in it is really odd because I don't see either of those in the ingredients. It doesn't have that chemical flavor that Flamin' Hot does. It's maybe a little less hot than Flamin' Hot. And it's crunchy as hell. You guys can hear that, right? It's crunchy as hell. Exactly, Janice. I mean, it rocks. Good thing Claudia was out of the house at the time. Those are good. I'm gonna give them a thumbs up. It's an odd little snack. There's a nice variety of spice, but it's like that spice delivery system is like a vinegar, like a acetic acid, or maybe the citric acid. It almost has that like lime flavor, and I don't see those in the ingredients. It's really bizarre, but still good. I'm still gonna get a thumbs up from that one. This is a community announcement. Uncle Val does open chip packets upside down to ensure permeate the flavor. Community announcement out. Public service announcement. Does anybody else do that? So that's a good question. So you basically hit the nail on the head, Greg. That's why I do it. But who else does that? Who else out there? Show of hands, or me, or whatever. Show of hands. Who else opens snacks like that from the bottom to get a flavor and everything? Me, Greg. Well, oh, congratulations, Greg. You go to the head of the class. The question was, what is the English dish told in the hole? Sausages and batter pudding. Now, I've seen some of the people say Yorkshire pudding. I think Yorkshire pudding is more like a popover, so I don't necessarily know that it's Yorkshire pudding. And again, the British pudding is not like Jello or Jolly pudding. It's not what we think of as pudding. It's more like spotted dick. Spotted dick is a pudding. They call it a pudding. Sausage in a muffin. That's acceptable. That's probably very, very close. Greg Wells says sausage in Yorkshire pudding. I'll accept it. It says batter pudding. I don't know. I mean, they all sound good. They all sound close. All right, we're at 3 p.m., which is normally where we do our sign off, but we have not done gout mélange. So who wants to stick around for about 5 minutes while we do gout mélange? Show of hands. If you don't want to stick around, let me know. If you want to stick around, you want me to go another 5 minutes or so, do the gout mélange, let me know. Here's me getting the gout mélange. Cup ready. Me. Miguel wants gout mélange. Ice Hand says always good. Let's do gout mélange. All right. I would wait for more answers, but all right. Break these up a little bit if I can. Janice Yamanaka puts 3 hands up. All 3 of her hands. Well, that was a sad mess. I had to get a cleaning crew in here afterwards. All right, some of these chewy mulberries. Mulberries? Mulberries. That ought to be enough. Some Kronchis that are going to be not so crunchy when I get through with them. They even break apart loud. Oh, this is bad. I mean, it's not bad. It's just, I got crumbs everywhere. Look, that's from after touching the Kronchis. All right, we have our miracle candy, which are basically our nuts in honey. Have you ever had your nuts in honey? Don't answer that. So what is the name of this collab food again? This is gout mélange. Greg, do you remember why it's called gout mélange? Yeah, Janice just answered gout mélange. So who wants to tell Greg why we call this gout mélange? I mean, I will if you want me to. I just want to see if anybody else out there remembers why we call it gout mélange. We'll wait a minute, Greg, before to see if anybody else chimes in on gout mélange. All right, this one's going to be tough because this one doesn't like to be cut. Okay, Greg, it looks like nobody else answered it. I will do that for you. So there was an episode of The Odd Couple, and when I talk about The Odd Couple, I'm talking about the original TV show with Jack Klugman and Tony Randall. There was an episode where Oscar decided he was going to make dinner for Felix, and so he made this this dish that had like sardines, ketchup, potato chips, a bunch of other stuff in it. And ooh, that part looks different. And so Oscar came home, and Felix came home, and Oscar said, "I made you dinner," and he said, "What is this mélange?" And Oscar said, "I was going to call it goop, but I like your name better. I think I'll call it gout mélange." So it's basically something from The Odd Couple. And I was thinking at some point in time, I should try to figure out, because it's not like they put out a recipe or anything, and I should actually try to figure out what was in gout mélange and actually make real gout mélange from The Odd Couple. The name of the club is Disaster. Yeah, this thing it's got that little, that rubbery outside. Let's see, what am I missing? Oh, the peanut butter candies. Yeah, that's just almost a liquidy mess. Let's see, one more. How are we doing on time? 3:04? Maybe we make a little more than 5 minutes. Here we go. And last but not least, our all right, hazelnut wafers. That's a big mess. Here's what I'm going to do. I have some water. I'm going to impromptu wash my hands. I wash my hands of the whole affair. I'm going to Pontius Pilate these snacks. Close enough. What a mess. What an absolute mess. All right. Goop melange. Where's my spoon? Now, these are all snacky kind of stuff. So I don't think there's nothing really earth shattering. It's like sometimes we do pickles or meat, stuff like that. So I don't think that anything is going to be really like crazy, earth shattering, nutty. Maybe that the Kronchis with that, that spicy Kronchis things might throw a little bit into it, but we'll see. There we go. Today's goop melange. Okay, that was really sweet. I'm getting the chocolate peanut butter in that one, in that bite. It's like you get bites of stuff. There's that leathery outside of the candy with walnuts. There's the hazelnut wafer. Yeah, this is really, really, really chewy. Yeah, very chewy. All in all, not bad. It's really exceptionally sweet. Something had apricots in it. The candy. And I'm really tasting the apricot. Because you see, like, if you look at the cross section of that, some of it has more apricot in it than others. I'm really getting the apricot flavor. The nuts, not a lot. The spiciness from this, not a lot. It's pretty good. I'm just gonna get a thumbs up. Not bad at all. Oh, I think the chewy things are the mulberries. Mulberries are really chewy. Between the mulberries and the skin on this one, very, very chewy. So, this goop melange is gonna get a thumbs up. I was gonna say, kids don't try this at home, but absolutely try this at home. Kids don't try this at home, but another Trippy Food grab bag in the bag. So I thank you all for taking part of your weekend to spend it with us and the community. I love the community. I had this on top chat the whole time. So please forgive me if I missed anything that you guys were saying, because like I said, I've had this on top chat. You guys didn't tell me. I hope I didn't miss anything. If I did miss anything, my sincere apologies. I had this set on top chat instead of live chat. But again, thank you guys for taking part in this, taking part of your weekend and spend it with us. It's always my favorite part of the weekend. My favorite part of the week, spending it with you guys. I really, really appreciate it, and I thank you very much. So, as I say always, remember to check out other channels if you don't know which ones those are, like Janice's channel and Tom, Old Guy in Colorado's channel, and Katie, Beyond Saddle Eats. All great channels. If you want to know which channels they are that we recommend, you go to the main YouTube channel. In the bottom, there's a link that says featured channels, and under there's a whole list of channels. So be sure to check them out. If you love them, and we know you will, be sure to subscribe and be sure to give them some love. If you're watching the videos, click the like button on the videos and be sure to help them out, because they need it and they're great channels. So thank you so much. Now, I will tell you that things are crazier. They're crazy, then they're getting crazier. There's also some good out there, but just be careful. And please, if you do anything else, take care of yourselves. Take care of it. Thank you very much, Greg Wells. Greg Wells has just donated $2. Thank you so much, Greg. Just take care of yourselves. Take care of others. Important. Take care of others. And we'll see you soon. So bye, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Have a great weekend.